Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Earrings Off.
Well, hello, 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 my beautiful friend. How are you?
Well, beautiful partner, I'm well. I'm well. I am a little tired, but I'm hanging in there. You
Little
good?
tired.
How are you?
I'm good, actually. It's been a great last couple of days, you know.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What's been so great about
Well, at the time of this recording, it's the weekend. So
it?
I have spent the weekend at home.
Really? Was that
Yes.
purposeful?
Purposeful, yeah, because I had to cancel a couple of events. I just couldn't do it. I've been ripping and running,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know if you remember, but at the first of the year we stated our intentions for
Uh-huh.
ourselves,
Right, right, right. Yeah, we did.
and mine was intentional self-care, right?
Uh-huh.
And I forgot all about it over the
Yeah.
last month or so because I have been just on the road, busy, just busy,
Yeah.
busy, busy. So this weekend, um, I decided I'm just going to take care of me. And I have enjoyed every second of it. It's been really
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. And see, I've done the exact opposite because with this move, I don't feel like I can really relax until I get my space in a place where I feel comfortable. I don't do well in chaos and disorder. And even though I know I push myself too much and I should rest more, I can't because of, my personality. I and my family and my husband, they're all saying, slow down, you don't have to do everything. But I really cannot rest. I don't feel at peace in the midst of disorder. I just don't do well. So I've been pushing quite a bit. I'm in a much better place. We cleaned out the place in Richmond and turned in the keys, and that made me feel lighter because that's something else I can check off. So, yeah, so I haven't really been, and I feel physically, partner, I feel off because I haven't been working out.
Mm,
I've been eating junk because,
mm.
I haven't been on my regular diet in terms of eating at home. And so I feel off. And as a matter of fact, I was just thinking last night, I'm so thankful that apparently I might have had something in the bank in terms of my health regimen because it seems to have sustained me, but I know I'm pushing it too far,
Hmm.
so I'm gonna try to get back in the gym and be more intentional about, what I'm eating this week and drinking. Because what's today? Sunday. I had so much caffeine Friday, I was jittery. And
What?
I could
And
tell
you
it.
don't even do
I
caffeine.
was like, okay, now even I know that was too much. So I haven't, until you just said about the self-care, I completely dismissed that. But again, I just know I don't have to have everything in place, but there is a place where I need to get to for me to be at peace. And so that's what I'm trying to get to. And I'm almost there. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, but that's completely understandable. You,
yeah,
you didn't just move, uh I mean you relocated to a whole
yeah,
different state.
I
And that's a
did.
big one. That's a
Well,
big change, Lou. So
yeah,
everything you
it's
said is
huge.
understandable. So you've been settled for
Yeah,
years in your
yeah,
place and
yeah,
now,
yeah,
you got to get it just right. I
yeah.
get that.
And
Although I probably could live in the chaos.
oh no, I can't. And when I had turned the keys over yesterday, I was telling the manager that we hadn't lived in an apartment in probably almost 40 years. And well, I mean, it's been less than that because we lived in it twice, in our last two homes when they were being completed. But anyway, not long term like this. And I was telling her it could not have been a more pleasant experience because the complex had a lot, mostly young people in there. We were probably the oldest folks in there, but they were so kind to us. And we just enjoyed being around that demographic. And
Wow.
sometimes when you're settled in your space, and I've retired, so I'm not in the workplace being constantly around younger folks. So I just enjoyed chatting with them and working out with them in the gym and sort of hanging out in the common areas at different events. And I was telling the manager it was a pleasant experience for me. And she, when I was telling her, she said, I'm just going to hate to see you go. She said, and I'm sorry, you're just going to have to give me a hug. And so
Oh,
we hugged it out before I left. But yeah,
oh,
so
that was
that was good. Yeah.
that was really nice.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
nice. But
And
yeah, yeah.
one of my younger neighbors, he told me, he said, I wish you all the best. He said, but I miss you. And I told him, I said, I'm gonna miss you too, because Teresa, remember I told you, I may not have told you, he was the one when, I played the piano,
Oh,
love
I
it.
was going to bring that
So,
up.
so he was the one when he heard me came over there and he was like, I can hear you playing. So he and I worked out a deal that would work for him and for me with his
Mhm.
work and my noise. And and as we got to know each other better, he came back over. He was like, I don't care when you play. He said, just do whatever you need to do. And so he and I laughed about that. And then he actually told me, I'm gonna miss hearing you play. Now she
Oh.
said he was just being kind. He's not gonna miss you. But
Oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
funny.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's good because what I was going to say was I know one person who's not going to miss you.
No, he will.
He will miss you. He will miss you. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I can't remember, but that old adage where, you know, you are who you hang out with, right? So if you're in a community with all these young people, all this energy, what's left for you to do but have energy and
I
you and
well, I
community?
I'm gonna tell you, it's true because when I looked at them and they're making their lives, and it was just heartwarming to see, and I just had a great experience
Yeah,
there,
that's really
and
good.
so that did sort of energize me, and I wish them all the best there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very,
So,
very good. Well,
yeah.
the
Yeah.
I you know, just stated that, I've been on the road a lot, took this weekend to rest,
Yeah.
but I'm getting on the road again.
Getting back on it. What you doing?
Next week, I'm headed to North Carolina and Georgia.
All righty. Yeah.
And I'm going to be gone from Virginia for about 3 weeks. So
Is it gonna be that long?
yeah,
That's almost a month.
I know. I'm going to
Oh,
spend a week with my mother.
yeah.
Then I have a conference to attend in
Yeah.
Atlanta. And then I'm going to spend a week with my daughter.
Oh,
And
okay.
then I'll head
Okay.
back.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I
I
don't know, Blue, because one thing that I do treasure is even if my space is chaotic, I like
yeah.
my space. You
I
know,
hear you. Yeah,
you
I
know,
hear you.
and I'll miss, all the things that I have that make me comfortable, like my sauna and my working out,
Yeah. Yeah.
working out with
Your
my
routine.
trainer, my
Yeah.
routine.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but I'm getting my head straight and ready to take that on. So it should be good.
Oh, that's gonna be, Teresa, that's gonna be nice. I mean it is because I am telling you. I know your mom and daughter are excited to see you, and you'll have a good time because I had an incident last night which made me remember how precious life is and
Oh, what
that it can
happened?
change so suddenly. Well, we were driving back. Nasheed had already driven from Philadelphia back. And so we got on the road and we were both tired. And I told him, I said, maybe we should just stay the night because we didn't get started until late. And he was like, no, let's just get home so we can enjoy Sunday and relax some. And I said, okay, we got on the road late. And I am telling you, I can tell I'm getting older because I was driving the first leg and it was dark out there and I missed an exit. And when I missed it, I realized I missed it and tried to, was going to get back over. And I'm telling you, I ran off the road.
You did, Lou?
Yeah, I did. It scared the bejeebus out of both of us because there are big trucks out there at night. And and right then she made me pull over in the next gas station and I got fired. I kept telling him, I just missed the exit. I'm fine. He said, no, no, you're gonna kill us out here. And I'm telling you, I'm laughing now. It was jarring because there were big trucks on that road. It was late at night. And I should have used my better judgment because I knew I was tired to not even get behind the wheel like that.
Hmm.
And because I really think my reaction was off because I was tired.
Right.
But it did make me think about how it could have been a different story,
Well,
you
let me
know?
tell you something. The next time hopefully you're never in that situation again. But if you miss a exit, just keep
Yeah,
going.
I know. And Teresa, that's what I
Just
was
keep
thinking. I was
going.
like, just go to the next one. Why
Yeah,
did I feel like I had to
had to get
correct
that.
that in that instance versus just going a mile or so up the road and just turning back around? But
Right,
yeah, yeah. But it was a dangerous move that I was doing.
right.
And so I'm just very thankful. But
Me
it
too. I'm
scared me.
thankful.
And I think it scared, and she wanted me because when I tell you I was fired quicker than I've ever been fired from anything, that's what happened. He was like, no, no. And I said, no, he said, pull this car over. No, that's it for you. No,
Yeah, yeah,
so yeah. So,
yeah. Well,
yeah.
I will tell you, I cannot drive at night.
Well,
You
but
know,
that's what I mean, Teresa. I've been doing that. But I think something is happening with I can't, because I didn't see the exit until I was right on it, you know?
well, that's not what I mean. I just
Mhm.
mean I'm on that, uh, truly my body is on the circadian rhythm.
Oh,
When it
right.
gets dark, it's
Yeah.
bedtime.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can get up and start with the sunrise and
Yeah.
drive all day. But the moment the sun goes down, my body is like, girl, you better go lay down somewhere.
Right.
So
Right.
I
Right.
try not because I will be
Yeah.
sleepy. Now, I do drive at night, but I would
Right.
never take on a long distance drive
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
night
Yeah.
because that my body just, there's something not majestic, not rhythmic. There's
Hmm.
something about being on a long straight highway at night that
Yeah.
kind of lulls you
Yeah. Yeah.
into a
Yeah.
sleep. What
Yeah.
what what
Yeah.
is the word I'm trying to use, Lou?
I have no idea. Yeah. None. I'm listening, but I don't know what you're saying. Yeah.
But anyway, but yeah, there's something lulling
Hmm.
in that when you're on a long stretch of highway at night. It just kind of puts you in a calm
You
place
mean
and you
it
can
sort of just,
easily,
well, you just said it lulls you to sleep.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 So, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm
So,
so thankful that
girl,
it was
I
not.
am thankful. I am thankful. I
Well,
really
you still
am.
got it. You were able to correct and get back
Yeah,
on the road
yeah,
without
yeah,
without
yeah. And
injury.
and
So,
we were fine. And but really, it did make me think about. So when you're talking about the precious time you're getting ready to spend with your family, and yeah, you're gonna miss your home and your sauna and your environment, but it's just so nice. That's part of self-care too,
yeah.
even though
Yeah.
you'll be on a journey. That's
Right.
part of self-care to reconnect with people who are close to you because that breathes new energy into your soul to
That's
have that
right.
opportunity. So, yeah.
Yeah, nothing, I shouldn't say nothing, but having community and family
Oh, yeah.
really ranks really high up there in self-care.
Well, and Teresa, particularly now with the stress we are under, not only as a nation, but particularly in our community.
Oh, wow.
Any opportunity we get to de-stress, to find some peace, to experience love and care, we better be intentional about taking that. You
That's
know?
right. That's
Yeah.
right. I agree 100.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So,
Well,
mhm.
speaking of, I've had of cars, right?
Mhm.
Um, Back the first part of March, I experienced a flat tire on my car for the first time. I've never had a flat tire in all my
Mhm.
years of driving.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I've been driving since I was 16, but which does you no good unless I tell you how many years it's been. It's been a long time. I'm
A
not going
long
to
time.
tell you.
Long time. Okay. Long time.
Long,
Okay.
long, long time. And never had a flat tire. I had my first flat tire.
Yeah.
And Lou, let me tell you something. I had to replace that tire. They couldn't fix it.
Mhm.
It was damaged to the sidewall on the tire.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't a nail. Somehow I pinched it. I don't know
Mhm.
how, but they couldn't repair it. Now, mind you, I only have about, at that time, I probably only had about 16,000 miles on these tires, right?
Oh, oh, right, right, right.
And so it's a brand new tire essentially.
Right.
And it cost me $500
Wow.
to get a new one.
For one tire?
One
One
tire.
tire?
One tire. Lou,
Mm, that's painful. That's
very
painful to
painful,
me,
but
and
it
it's not
gets
even my
worse. It
tire.
gets worse, sis. It gets
What?
worse. Last week, fast forward, last week, the exact same tire, rear right, went flat on
What?
me. Well, it didn't go flat. I got a notice saying that I had low tire pressure.
Right, right.
And I'm like, low tire pressure. The last time I had that,
Yeah,
and then so I thought it was a problem with the sensors
yeah.
because,
Right,
it's only been a month. How could
right.
I have another problem? And I know I haven't pinched it because I've been super careful to take good care after having to spend $500. Well, guess what? I took it and had them look at it. And sure enough, two nails in that brand
Oh,
new tire that
what?
probably only had 200 miles on it
Oh my goodness.
in the sidewall, which means they cannot repair it.
Oh my goodness.
Lou, another $500. But
Teresa.
I
Oh,
refused. I said, you know what? I want to get rid of these tires because they came with the car. There's no hazard insurance on them. And if you buy a new set of tires, you get hazard insurance and
mhm.
a warranty. So I'm like, it's just not worth it for me to keep going through this. So
Right.
I just made the decision to take the tires off. I've already sold one of them to
Yeah.
someone. And so I'm going to try to sell I think I'm going to keep one for a spare because, this car doesn't come with a
Right.
spare.
Right.
So I'm going to try to keep one as a spare and then I'll try to sell the other tire because they're practically new. Like the tread on them is so good right now.
So you
So
just buying a new set.
I'm replacing them
Oh,
all.
yeah, yeah,
I'm getting a tire. The brand that was on the car was a high-end sports tire for
yeah,
performance, high-end
yeah.
performance sports tire
Mm-hmm.
that subjected to, and plus the weight of the car, because we all know Teslas are heavier
Yeah.
than normal cars. But this tire is, it has, if you rub up against something, if you get in a pothole, or you're going to pick up a nail, I mean, it's going to damage it. It's going to
Mm.
damage this
Right.
tire. So, and that's what I've experienced. And you would say, well, you're just a bad driver. Well, that's not true.
Yeah. Of course not. No, that's
because
not.
because the tire has some limitations. So what
Right.
I've done, I through recommendations from the tire center, as well as Googling and
Mm-hmm.
using ChatGPT, I came up with a tire that is similar in response. So still a high performing sports tire to go on my car, but the sidewalls are a little bit more stable. It's
Okay.
not going to
Yeah.
I'm not expecting, but even if I do, what would I care if, as long as I'm going to get them
Right,
replaced, as
right,
long as they're
right, right,
under
right.
the
Yeah,
45,000 mile warranty.
right.
So
Wow.
I just had to get something where I would get some insurance, hazard insurance on the tires, because at this point, once you buy the new car, you can't go back. They don't offer hazard insurance on the
Right,
tires.
right.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
that's my
Oh, I tell you, cars,
experience.
you gotta have them, of course, where you live and stuff. They make life easier, but I am telling you, I got mine serviced a couple of weeks ago, and when they gave me the bill, I was like, oh my goodness. But the guy told me, he said, Miss Olive, this is like your last big service. He said, your car is in fantastic shape because you kept, your service appointments. He said, you should be good for a while. And I thought to myself, Lord, I hope so. Because that's a lot of money, to
Yeah,
maintain these cars so that
yeah,
we can stay safe. So,
right. But you got to
yeah,
do it, like you
you,
said. You got
you
to do
got
it.
to do it. You got to do
Got to
it. You
do it.
really do. But Teresa, I tell you, even in the midst of this business, I had an experience yesterday that just warmed my heart. My niece's daughter was a debutante in the cotillion. I did not really want to go because we were so busy and I had to travel to get there. And I just started to blow it off and say, you know what? Do you have another family member that can use the ticket? I'm just not going to be able to make it. But I really did not want to miss, my niece's daughter in this being introduced or presented at this cotillion. So I sort of rallied myself and apologized to them ahead of time by saying, I'm moving. I don't even know where all my clothes are. I'm gonna do my best to not embarrass the family, but I can't promise I'm gonna pull it off. I'm gonna do the best I can, but you know how they do with these cotillions. I said I'm gonna do them, and she was laughing. She said, "Aunt Lou, just calm. It's fine." I was like, "Okay, but I'm warning you because I can't find stuff." But anyway, I went yesterday, and there were five total debutantes presented. And Teresa, it was like what the doctor ordered. It was what I
Yeah,
needed.
I imagine.
To
I imagine.
see these young ladies, um, seniors in high school, African American girls, so accomplished and so beautiful and so poised. Oh my goodness. It just did something to me. Just to be in that type of excellence
Hmm.
and to not only see the debutantes, but to see their families supporting them, cheering them on, excited about their futures, and all of the care that actually went into planning the event. There was nothing that wasn't done well. And when I got there and sat down and started mingling and seeing folks, it was like, you know what? This is what I needed to be reminded that sometimes you need to slow down and just soak the goodness in of the generations that are coming after us. Because sometimes it's easy to forget how awesome they are and when I saw that, and I am not exaggerating, the girls in their gowns, they were breathtaking.
Oh yeah.
And when they were presented with their credentials and, doing the presentation and the dancing with their fathers and their family members, it was just something to witness.
Oh yeah.
And I very much needed that. I needed that reminder that there is a lot, even in the chaos and stuff, the negative stuff we hear, which is bombarding us. Not only, like I said, as a nation, but conversations and words that are meant to degrade us and make us think we're less than. and that particularly as women, African American women, we're not beautiful. To see that on display, when I tell you, I left there walking a little higher, stepping a little higher, because it was like I was in the presence of excellence, and I
That
wanted to applaud that. So it was a fantastic day and a wonderful experience. Yeah.
awesome. I bet it was.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure. I love
hmm
cotillions.
Yeah, yeah. So I
Mhm.
tell, well, like I always say, I'm more of the Oscar, so that's not my thing. That's why I really didn't care to go.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, it turns out it's more my thing than I ever realized. So
Yeah.
I
I
enjoy it.
actually was a debutante, Lou.
Oh, go ahead, Teresa. What?
Even in my little small country
I
town.
was about to say I didn't know what a debutante was in my little hometown. So,
Yeah,
but
we did. Yeah.
that's good stuff. Good stuff. So,
Yeah. So,
we just keep being reminded in our everyday experiences that things happen. There's shifts and turns, unexpected ones. There's peaks and valleys, good and bad, but we keep moving through the journey.
that's
And
right.
that's the thing, to keep moving through the journey and to stay
And
awake and alert to all the different pieces of it. Yeah.
that's right, Lou. And with that note, I think we can end.
Yeah, I tell
Yeah.
you, folks,
That
keep
was,
living, keep laughing, and keep enjoying joy in unexpected places. Take good care.
take good care.